Hello dear viewer, over the course of the month of December I have added 12 new games to my PlayStation 2 collection, which I'd like to show you. You know, it's funny, I kind of put games to play on this TV. Originally I did that because at my last apartment there was a little bit of glare on the TV, so by playing a game it wasn't really noticeable. Now I just keep doing it because why not? This game that's showing on here right now is it's an import Super Nintendo game, a Super Famicom game called something special. It's a pachinko RPG. When I saw the back of the box, it has had a bunch of pachinko games on it, so I was like, oh, okay, like that's a game that I'll be able to play without speaking any Japanese. It's pachinko. You turn a wheel or flick a knob and balls shoot out and you hope they land in the holes. It's gambling, you know, like. No, there's an RPG aspect. I don't know how to play this game. I mean, I can get into the pachinko and play pachinko. My wife absolutely hates this game, but so that's what's shown on the TV right now. No, special. The PlayStation 2, playing import games is surprisingly difficult. Your options are to either get a mod chip or an import PlayStation 2, the European one or the Japanese one. I've got one Japanese game that I would love to play, but haven't been able to do that yet. I don't really know where to get a mod chip, nor do I want to take the time to break open my PS2 and solder it. I'm sure there's somebody I can like ship it off to, but I'm sure that would be pricey too. So my next option is to just buy a Japanese PlayStation 2, which they're not hard to find, but they are surprisingly expensive. I haven't been able to find one for $100 yet. $100 seems like a lot to pay for a PlayStation 2, even an imported one. So I'm probably not going to do that. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. Maybe I just won't play import games. I don't know, we'll find out. So on to the stack of games. The first game on today's list is Musashi Samurai Legend. It's an action game by Square Enix. They don't make a lot of non-RPGs. This was a sequel to the game Brave Fencer Musashi on the original PlayStation. It's got a sort of combo battle system, but what sets the game apart is you learn new moves from the enemy. It's a tricky process that requires holding the lock-on button for a bit and then hitting your quick attack button at just the right time when the enemy is about to use the move. If you mistime this, you get hit. This game has nice looking graphics and the gameplay is alright, but it does have some problems. First and foremost is the voice of Musashi.
My name is Musashi! Let her go, or you'll regret it!
After learning the basics of fighting at the beginning of the game, we're dropped into a motorcycle battle race? It's not a difficult segment of the game, so it can be forgiven. Musashi seems like an okay game, but it's not something I plan on investing much time into. Mania Eggstreme Madness. One of the games I had on my wanted list that my wife picked up for me this Christmas. It's a fun take on a Tetris style of game. Instead of just dropping blocks, you have an egg character that is trying to escape a pit. You control this egg person and grab pieces to play into the pit to build your way out. So this seems pretty straightforward. Build upwards faster than the other egg, but you can't just make a tower up the middle of the pit because there is some kind of stability mechanic at play. You have to build a solid base, otherwise your structure could fall apart, and that's my only real complaint with this game so far. I don't understand what is stable and what isn't, so I just try to build perfect levels until the top quarter of this stage where I just build a tower straight up to catch up with this hot air balloon. Why a hot air balloon? You know what, I guess it doesn't matter. Also, this game has nice music. Galerians Ash. Seems to be a sequel of some sort. We'll just start this up. What is that? Who is that? What's going on here? Survival horror psychic battles? I have absolutely no idea how to play this. I was able to figure out some basic attacking, but I ran out of psychic mana? I had to look this one up on the internet after trying to play it, so here's the deal. It's a sequel to a PS1 game called Galerians that I've never played. I was also unable to figure out all the moves as there was no tutorial and I didn't care enough to read the manual or find an online guide. It's a weird game. I guess it has some yaoi stuff if that's your jam. Ratatouille. I'm always willing to play a Disney game. I've never seen this movie, but this game has a basic plotline that's easy to follow. I don't know if it's the movie plot or not, but I'm just after the gameplay. Luckily for me, the cutscenes are short. This is a solid little platform with some collecting mechanics, which is what I expected. The graphics are nice and the gameplay is usually solid. There's this rafting part which is a bit frustrating, but you have checkpoints and unlimited continues, so it's bearable.
Look, some more apple cores. Use that super sniffer of yours to find them all.
You also have a super sniffer ability that is supposed to help point you in the right direction, but it's unreliable. Like here. It's telling me to go up this ramp and climb this wall. I clearly need to hop on top of this ball and run and jump off of this ramp and grab onto this wall segment, right? Nope. I need to go into this fenced off area and climb these chimneys to knock this down and then walk up. The sniffer ability may be more harm than help. NBA Street. This is the highest rated game on today's list with a Metacritic score of 89. It's a fast back and forth basketball game. This game is a lot of fun, but you're going to have to sit down and focus on learning the controls if you want to succeed here. Unfortunately, I didn't put in the time and effort to learn these controls, but I still had fun. It's a great take on a basketball video game where the focus is on speed and control rather than pushing the ball to the other side of the court and hoping you can pull off the shot. Splashdown. Sea-Doo racing game that Metal Jesus has on his PlayStation 2 Hidden Gems video. Well, that's what I thought when I picked up this game. Upon further research, I realized he was talking about the sequel to this game, Splashdown Rides Gone Wild. I couldn't get past the first race. This game is tough, but the controls are interesting. Race mechanics are usually straightforward, but with the Sea-Doo you can dip under the water and pop up to do flips and stuff. Navigating different terrains like waves or hitting land each have their own techniques that need to be learned. It's a fun game, but it's hard. It doesn't pull any punches. Power Rangers Dino Thunder. The lowest rated game on this list with a Metacritic score of 49. Controlling robot dinosaurs looks awesome, but this is a slow game. It's not always clear what to do and everything feels like you're moving through mud. There are other dinosaurs to unlock as you progress through this game, each with unique moves and controls, so maybe it gets better. But I doubt it. This feels like a cheap shovelware title. It does have robot dinosaurs though, and that's sweet. Pac-Man World Rally. I've been looking for a good kart racer game on the PlayStation 2. There are a lot of bad ones, but this might be the one. The driving feels just like Mario Kart. If you know how to drift to get speed bursts in Mario Kart, it's exactly the same here. When it came time for me to pick a racer, I had this whole list of characters to choose from, and this made me feel like I was out of the Pac-Man loop. Who are these characters? Did Pac-Man get a whole world and backstory at some point? Should I remember these characters from other games? I don't think I like this Pac-verse. Except for this little devil guy I picked to play as. Look at him shaking his little devil Pac-Man fist at someone. I'm surprised this game only has a 54 on Metacritic. It's a little bit jank, but I had a good time. I plan to put more time into this one. Oh, Darkwatch. I've heard about this game. Horror first-person shooter with some fun weapons? Yes, please. Wow, this game is non-stop. The constant need to find ammo is something I could do without, but I wouldn't want the game to be too easy either. This game is straightforward and has a fair amount of story to go with it. Cutscenes between stages as we shoot vampires and zombies. Nothing wrong with that, just some classic Capcom action fun. Sega Genesis Collection. 28 Sega Genesis games all slapped onto one disc. It includes Sonic the Hedgehog in 1 and 2, but not 3 or Sonic and Knuckles. I wonder why they did that. When I captured gameplay, I have my PlayStation 2 hooked up to an Elgato, which then sends the video to my TV via an HDMI cord. There is a slight lag when I do this, but most of the time it's bearable. This is not one of those times. If you want to play Sonic the Hedgehog on your PS2, please play on an old CRT television or with a backwards compatible PS3 if you're lucky enough to have a working one of those. Also, I was terrible at the Alex Kidd game on here. Can I blame the lag for that one? Shrek the Third, the definition of mediocrity. I found myself trying to avoid fights to get through these stages faster. That's a bad sign. It's fun enough, but there is no world in which I would recommend this to anyone. The Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue, a platforming game with boomerang attacks. This is the second in a series of 3 Thai games. Well, unless you count the mobile game, but let's never count the mobile games as part of this series in any situation ever. This feels like an open world take on the first game, which is a nice touch, but there are some problems in Thailand. I mean, Tasmania. Thailand is Tasmania. It's part of Australia. Early in this game you are told to jump into this pod and shoot missiles at mech that are coming in to smash things, and this part of the game is broken. I'm not going to get into details, but please be prepared to look up a guide to get past this. After this craptastic battle, the game opens up and is back to the classic Thai gameplay of jumping, biting, and tossing boomerangs around. This brings my collection total to 426 out of 1,850 games for a total of 23%. And I'm not even 100% sure about that 1,850 games. Like, people argue about how many PlayStation 2 game releases there are in North America. We'll see how that turns out. So I played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2. I actually did a video about the first Ty the Tasmanian Tiger with another YouTuber named Framer Eater, Framatar, Parameter. If you'd like to see that video, I'm going to put a link right over here, somewhere to my left, to your right, somewhere nice and clickable, so you can watch that. But before you click it, subscribe. That's the important part, subscribe. I mean, if you hit like, that's good too. Commenting, that's all nice. That stupid bell button, don't click that stupid button. I hate that button. Never expect anybody. If I ever tell you to click that button, it means I've sold out. But watch that video. What I did with the guy.